One second she was hanging laundry, the next, she saw her own body lying in the mud. No fear, just a profound sense of waking up. Angels were waiting. They showed her what was coming, a future teetering on the brink, and sent her back with a warning. A lightning strike, a heart stopped for over 5 minutes, yet Sarah Miller returned. What did she witness in that place between worlds? What message was so urgent that she was pulled back from the brink of eternity? The visions she brought back of a world approaching great change are not just a story of survival, but a profound call to humanity. Stay with us as we uncover the chilling prophecies and the message of hope Sarah was sent to deliver. Sarah Miller was 35, a kindergarten teacher whose life in a small town was a tapestry of simple joys. Her students, her garden, her cat Milo. Nothing about that stormy summer afternoon hinted it would be her last day, or so it seemed. As she hung the last of her wet clothes, the sky, already dark, tore open with a blinding flash. Lightning struck her directly. Her body crumpled onto the wet grass, the booming thunder a deafening punctuation mark. Rain continued to fall, but Sarah couldn't feel it. Her heart had stopped. Just that morning she'd called her mom, planning a visit. She'd fed Milo, her routine unaltered by any premonition. The kids at school called her Miss Miller, a beloved figure with a jar of hard candies in her desk. Now that ordinary existence was violently interrupted, her world plunged into an eerie silence only she could perceive. The storm raged on, but for Sarah, a different kind of journey was just beginning. One that would take her far beyond the confines of her small backyard and everything she knew as life. As her physical form lay still, Sarah felt a peculiar sensation. She was floating, drifting upward away from herself. Looking down, she saw her own body sprawled on the ground, blonde hair fanned out in the mud. Her neighbor Tom was a frantic figure, running across the lawn, yelling into his phone, his face a mask of panic. "That's me down there," she thought, a detached observation devoid of fear. It wasn't frightening. It felt like waking from a long, deep nap, an awakening into absolute clarity. Everything was sharper, more defined. She drifted higher, above her little blue house with its wind chimes, seeing the entire neighborhood, the turbulent storm clouds, and then, a soft white light growing brighter above. This light didn't rush at her. It gently pulled her in, warm and inviting, not blinding. It reminded her of her father wrapping her in a big towel after swimming as a child. A feeling of ultimate safety, of being enfolded in pure warmth. It wasn't a tunnel. It was as if the light itself had come to lovingly collect her. When the brightness settled, Sarah found herself in a realm seemingly woven from light itself. Colors here were richer, deeper, more real than any earthly hue. The air vibrated with soft, ethereal music, its source unseen. Ahead, 2 figures materialized, glowing with a gentle blue-white radiance. Their faces were kind, somehow familiar, though she knew she'd never met them. They weren't the winged, harped angels of art, but an undeniable knowing filled her. These were angels. "Sarah," one said, though their lips didn't move. The voice was everywhere, yet intimate. "Don't be afraid." "Am I dead?" she asked, surprised at her own calmness. "You are between," the second angel replied, their voice like quiet water flowing over stones. "There is something you must see before you go back." "Go back?" A pang of disappointment. This place felt so right, so much like home. The scene around them shifted. Suddenly they stood on what seemed like a high mountain, overlooking the entirety of Earth. A breathtaking panorama of blue oceans, green lands, and swirling white clouds. "The world is approaching a time of great change," the first angel stated. "You must return with a message about the signs that will come before the end." "The end of what?" "The end of this age," the angel clarified. The first vision unfolded. Oceans rising catastrophically, not gradually as scientists predicted, but with terrifying speed, engulfing coastal cities in mere months. "The first sign is already beginning," the angel said. "Many lives can be saved if they listen and move to higher ground." Then the earth itself convulsed. The ground split open, mountains trembled, vast cracks scarred entire states. The second sign will be the awakening of the earth itself. New fault lines will appear. The ground will not be steady. Sarah recalled recent, unusual quakes in her own safe hometown. The final vision was the most unnerving. The sky turned strange, deep red, then an eerie purple. The sun dimmed. The third sign will be written in the heavens. The light of the sun will be diminished for 3 days. Was this the end? No, the second angel said gently. It is a warning and a chance to turn back to love. The darkness will pass if enough hearts turn toward light. Why show me? I'm nobody special, Sarah wept. Every voice matters. The first angel touched her shoulder. These signs are not punishment. They are the earth and heavens calling humanity back to balance, back to each other, back to kindness. A profound longing filled Sarah to stay in this place of light and unconditional love. Her little house, her classroom, the everyday worries that once seemed so significant, all paled in comparison to the vastness and peace she now felt. I don't want to go back, she whispered, a plea more than a statement. The angels moved closer, their light intensifying, enveloping her in an embrace that felt like pure love. Your time is not finished, they said in unison. Their voices a symphony of reassurance. You are needed there. The words were gentle yet firm, carrying an undeniable truth. It hurt to think of leaving this perfect peace, this sense of ultimate belonging. When you return, the first angel advised, look for signs of light among people. They are there, waiting to be awakened. Remember what you've seen, but do not live in fear. Live in hope. Sarah tried to sear their faces, their voices, this overwhelming feeling of love into her memory. Then the radiant light began to recede. She felt herself being pulled, gently at first, then more insistently back, away from the angels, away from that beautiful luminous realm. The journey back was jarring, instantaneous. One moment she was bathed in celestial light. The next, she was slammed back into her physical body with a jolt that was pure, unadulterated pain. Pain was the first raw sensation. Every muscle screamed. Her chest burned as if from the inside out. Her lungs, desperate for air, finally spasmed, and she was gasping, coughing, her eyes flying open to the sight of paramedics leaning over her. She's back, someone shouted. We've got a pulse. The rain had stopped. The sky was clearing. She tried to hold on to the visions, the angelic voices, but the edges of the memory were already blurring, like a dream upon waking. Miss Miller, can you hear me? A paramedic asked. Yes, she rasped. I was somewhere else. The following days were a haze of hospital rooms, tests, and concerned faces. Doctors called her survival a miracle. Her heart had been stopped for over 5 minutes. Medically, she should have died or suffered severe brain damage. Sarah told her story to anyone who would listen, nurses, her family. Most nodded politely, attributing it to near-death trauma, comforting hallucinations. But Sarah knew. What she had seen, what she had felt, was more real than the sterile hospital room. 2 weeks later, back home, subtle shifts began. Her dead houseplants had inexplicably sprung back to life, vibrant green. Signs of life, she remembered the angel's words. At school, she spoke to her students about kindness, about caring for the earth, simple messages echoing the profound truths she'd learned. One day a student, Max, asked, Miss Miller, Mom says the news talked about oceans rising really fast. Is that bad? The first sign. Some changes are coming, Max, she said gently, but we don't need to be scared if we help each other. She began writing everything down, the act of putting pen to paper making the memories solid again. Small earthquakes became more frequent, even in unexpected places, the second sign. Instead of panic, she started a community preparation group, not out of fear but out of care. Some thought her eccentric. Others listened. Her sister called, crying, I believe you. I dreamt of angels last night. They showed me the same things. Months passed. News reports validated her visions. Coastal flooding accelerating, new earthquake zones, strange atmospheric phenomena. One evening, watching an unnaturally red sunset, Sarah whispered to the darkening sky, I remember, and I'm not afraid. What she'd learned wasn't just about impending disasters. It was about interconnectedness, about love. The changes weren't an end, but perhaps a difficult, transformative beginning. And in that, she found an unshakable hope. Sarah's journey to the brink of death and back offers more than just a chilling glimpse of potential futures. It's a profound reminder of the power of hope, love, and human connection in the face of adversity. The angel's message wasn't one of doom, but a call to awaken, to return to balance and kindness. It suggests that even amidst overwhelming change, our collective actions rooted in compassion can illuminate the path forward. What are your thoughts on Sarah's incredible near-death experience and the vision she was shown? Do these warnings resonate with you? Share your reflections in the comments below. If this story touched you or sparked a deeper contemplation, please consider sharing it with others who might find comfort or insight. For more profound stories and explorations into what lies beyond, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. Every voice, every heart turned towards light truly matters.